All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my third season in charge of Destin Chernigiv in the Ukrainian Premier League. Finished third last year. Can we go one better this year? Um, so we have to. We're trying to overtake Dynamo Kiev and Shakhtar. I mean, they're the two powerhouses here in the Ukraine. Very difficult to beat because they make it to Champions League football every year, so they get a lot of money and they're able to go out there and just buy all the best Ukrainian players from any other team, as well as strengthen their team quite heavily with foreign players. But the journey is there. We're gonna have to be recruit smart, try to make some millions selling money, and also make some millions through Eurocup. So we made quite a bit of profit last year playing in the Eurocup. So you can see we're 5.7 million up right now, which is a pretty healthy financial state. Got about a million in the transfer budget, and well, I had about maybe 2 million something, and I've converted it to the wage budget so I can have try to get some of those free transfers and get some people on loan. No one really worth spending the money on at the moment to strengthen my team. So I think I've done enough recruiting for now. I've still got what is it, 24k or so of wage budget if I need to bring in someone urgently. So I'll kind of see how the first few matches go, and then before the transfer window closes, I'll see if anything needs addressing. So there was already a few games that happened. My first game is against Dnipro. Bad thing is, two of our starting players are injured, unfortunately. So Denis Bisporotko, what happened here? Damaged Achilles tendon. So this happened towards the end of last season. He was out for months. So you can see he's got another 2 months to go with this injury, which really sucks. He's already been out for 3, and he's obviously an integral part of my team. His stats dropped as well, and he is getting quite old, but he does have good mental stats, enjoys big matches, fairly consistent performer. He's been the top scorer for us 2 years running now. Um, let's see if I can look at his previous stats. Can you see his stats from last year? Don't know how. But anyways, we did recruit quite a bit. I've also got a few guys who I'm not going to send out on loan. I'm going to try to develop them. I'm going to give them a start in this team, see how they go. One of those is Yaroslav Malachiko over here. You can see he's got decent finishing stats. He's getting quicker, 19 years old. He does need some consistency. So I'm gonna see if I can develop him, get Bezborotko to mentor him as well, to see if we can improve his personality and see if we can build that consistency a little bit. But I need him to stay healthy because I know he can get injured. So let's see how we go. I'm going to give this guy a shot. I'm going to treat it like real football management. Give this youngster a shot, see how he goes, and then we'll go from there. So in terms of the players that I brought in, let's have a look at our transfer history. Transfer history. Where are we here? So who did we get out? Jonas Tam, 34-year-old. Been trying to sell him, been trying to get rid of him the whole of last year. Finally, Rota came in with a bid, got rid of him for about 100k, got his wage budget off. And a few other guys. I mean, these are sort of young players, which I didn't really have in my didn't have on my plans for the long term. And I got these two guys out on loan. So one is a South African to develop, another one is a Brazilian, just so I can develop and I could potentially make some money off them in the future. And they cannot get into my starting team. So who did we bring in? Igor Nazarena. So he's a midfielder, and I got him from free from Zoria, and paying him 11.5k. So he's probably my most expensive player in terms of wage budget. But you can see he can play wing back, which is where I'm probably going to utilize him the most, and potentially as a box-to-box midfielder, central midfielder. So he has pretty good stats. He can do a bit of everything. In terms of mental stats, he's pretty good as well. No clear weakness really that I should be worried about. 28 years old, so still fairly in his prime. Got him for free, and he is Ukrainian, so this is good. He's going to be one of my key players. I'll try to probably play him more of a support attacking wingback. That's my position that I have in mind for him. Nemanja Sala. So this is another wingback that I got. Well, fullback. Can play anywhere across the back line. 20 years old, Serbian. And you can see his stats are pretty good. He's determined, good teamwork, good work rate, decent tackling. He's pretty physically fit. I mean, once again, no clear weaknesses, so he'll definitely be getting a lot of game time. I just need to see what the best position for him is. Maybe if I do play Nazaranya in the midfield, I'll have this guy right back. So it's all about just having those 4 Ukrainians in the starting lineup. This fella here, South African, got him for development to potentially maybe make some profit in the future. Andy Hillman got him for free as well when his contract was running out. So English bloke, he is fairly selfish player. I want to see if I can utilize him as a deep line forward, or potentially as a false 9. So you can see his finishing is only 9, which is quite poor, so I want to use him more as a support forward. Problem is, his teamwork's quite low, so I don't know how that's going to work. But let's see how we go. Let's see how he does in a few matches. At the end of the day, he is 19, and if it doesn't work out, I can always sell him in the future and try to make some money out of him. But he is a perfectionist personality, so I'm expecting him to train hard and to grow quite a bit. So excited to see how he's going to work. Sam Ashworth as well. Got him on loan from Leicester. Solid defender, high tackling, jumping reach. He's tall, he's brave. So he should dominate the air, potentially score some corners as well. Scott Brennan. So this is an interesting one that I got. 203 centimeters tall. The guy can be a center in basketball. He can be a basketball player, but he's here playing football. Good heading, bravery at 12. I'll see if I can work on his strength. 21 years old as well. So I'll try to use him as a wide target man. Either target man or support up front, or a wide target man. So I want to see how a wide target man would work. And with his height, I reckon he should be bossing those fullbacks. Usually a lot of fullbacks are quite short. So he should be winning everything there. So let's see how can make the tactics work around him. And also this will make us really dangerous in set pieces. So excited to use this guy. Nilzinho got him on loan for free. More of a backup type of player. Once again, he is pretty tall, good in the air. So we do have quite a tall team this year. This guy as well, got him for his speed and more for development. But I'll try to get him off the bench. And just someone who's just going to get the ball, be direct, just dribble at the defense, get into the box, see if he can cause havoc, see if he can win a penalty, pass it to one of the other forwards to tap it in. So determination's high, he's young, good speed. So let's see how we can use him as well. Maksim Trichakov, got this guy more as a cover, and he is Ukrainian. So got him. He can play. He is a natural on both wings. So I got him more of as a cover if my main starters get injured or whatnot, or they need some rotation. So he'll go in there. His pace, acceleration is decent. I mean, come off the bench, maybe play in those not so important game. And Sergey Kuznetsov. So I got this guy. I'm going to play him as a deep line playmaker. He's fairly young. Got him from Dynamo Kiev. I think he's got pretty good stats to do the job at playmaker. You can see his teamwork, vision, work rate all quite high. Passing's 13, first touch 15, decently determined. See if he can develop, and as well my scout said that he is a consistent performer. So let's see how we go. But that's the people that I got in. That's the formation that I'm going to be playing with. So let's see how we go, and we'll see you in the next video. Alright, so it's the mid-season point, so, well, I shouldn't say mid-season, we're quite some way through it. But the mid-season break is finished, and we are back. And the next game is against Club Bruges. So this is the first knockout round of the Euro Cup. How are we sitting right now? We are sitting fifth, 32 points, so with equal points with Dnipro and Prikapatia are in third place, 2 points ahead of us. That's a Euro Cup spot. So we're still in the Euro playoffs. We're not far off, a couple points off. We did have a sort of a decentish run of game, a decentish results in the first half of the season. So I'll quickly show you how that looked like. So once we start off on fire, got some really good wins. Jeez, I can't talk today. But then we got smashed by Dynamo Kiev, 7-0. They absolutely destroyed us. I think I got my tactics wrong. I should have gone a bit more defensive, a bit more counter-attacking. So I got my tactics wrong, and we got absolutely hammered in this game. But after that, we did pretty well in the Euro Cup playoffs. So we did make it through to the group stage, lost against Shakhtar, and then we went on this run of games where we, this sketchy month, we sort of drew. We got knocked out in the Ukrainian Cup against the first league sides, Minai, and they beat us in a penalty shootout, so we should have won that. I played my soccer second grade team in that one, and I thought that it was still strong enough for us to get a result, but we didn't, and we didn't play well at all, and we lost that, so that's disappointing. And then we sort of started to pick it up, so in the Euro Cups we started to do okay. Lost against Obolon Kiev, who were, I think, in the sort of last at the time. Now they're sitting, where are they sitting now? They're 7th in the Ukrainian league, so they did get better, but they weren't doing that well, and I thought I'd get a result, so it's a shame to lose that game. I did get a red card, however, I believe, this game. I think something has happened. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, so we lost that one, but then we kept on going. We did well in the Euro Cup group stage. We just made it out in second place. I know we're sitting third, and that last game where we won 8-0 against Başakşehir football, which is a Turkish team, so we did really well against them, absolutely destroyed them. And then Real San Sebastian did us a favor against LOCS, which is a team in the LOSC Lyle, in the Liga 1 Uber Eats. So we managed to sneak through there, and now we're in the first round knockout stage against Club Bruges. So it will be a tough game. They're a Belgian pro team. They got some decentish players. I mean, better than us. I mean, that's a young guy, for example. It's a good Suso. So they do have a good team. So it will be a tough game. We'll see how we go. But yeah, sort of decentish sort of start in that first round, the first half of the season. So we're still in it. I mean, we still got the second half to go, and this is generally where we take it home. In all the other seasons where we were a bit in trouble, our form in the second round of the season, when the team has gelled together, is what takes us home. We did bring in quite a lot of new players, so we do need some people to gel. Lukic is injured long term, unfortunately, for 2 months. Could it be my training schedule that I have put in? I do like to have quite a tough week with fitness as soon as they're back, but then after that it's sort of match practice. So maybe I did a little bit too much, maybe not resting enough for these guys. But Lukic out again for 2 months, which is a shame because he is a big game player. He has been playing really well. You can see his average rating is 7.07. So he has been doing well, especially in the big games, and he is a big game player. So it sucks to lose him for 2 months. That's gonna hit us. In terms of new players that I brought in over this window, Stanislav Sarokin. So I signed him for 2.4 million, 1 million up front, and 1.4 split over 3 years. So you can see he's got a lot of pace. He's a bit of a pressing forward stats, but he does have some pace. So I want to see if I can have a bit more speed up front, and I need someone to replace Bezborodko because he's getting old. Where is he here? He has been declining as well, and you can see his 2 stars now, and he was our top scorer for a couple of years. But it's coming to a point where is not cutting it anymore, so I do need to look forward to the future. And Sorokin was Ukrainian. He was transfer listed by his team, so I went in and decided to take a gamble on him. He is only 3 stars, but I think at 26 years old, decent physical stats, decent mental stats, I think I can get some pretty good performances out of him. So let's see how the second half of the season goes, and we'll check back at the end of the season to see where we ended up. So wild goal once again is I don't think we'll catch Dynamo Kiev or Shakhtar in that top 2 spots. So just get into the Euro Cup spot again and just keep on improving the team. Bring in some good players, see if we can make some money, and hopefully crack the top 2 eventually in the next coming seasons. And let's see how far we can go in Europe. So we haven't gone past the first knockout round, I believe. Last year, I think, how did we go last year? Did we make it through? We made it through. That's right. So we beat FC Nantes. We made it through. We got to the second round, knockout round, and that's where we lost to Valencia, who were a very good team. So let's see if we can get through this round, this one as well. It will be good for us financially if we can get past it, and let's see who we end up next. But catch up towards the end of the season. We'll see how we went in Europe. We'll see how we went at the end of the table, and how we're going with the team. All right, so it's the end of the season now. So how do we finish up? At the end, we finished up third again. So exactly where we were expected to. We were sort of in that fifth for a while, fifth, fourth, sort of floating around the Euro Cup 2 space, and then at the end, Prikapatia lost a little bit of form, and we managed to jump them, finishing 7 points ahead. We drew them on the last game of the season, 1-1. But third, where we expected. Once again, it's a similar story to last year. First half of the season, a little bit sketchy. I mean, I think this time around we were doing better, but still, like sort of a sketchy start to the season, and then towards right before the winter break, we start to hit a bit of form, and then when we come back after the winter break, we sort of go on a pretty good run in the Premier League. Now we did lose quite a few games here. Dynamo of Kiev, of course, one of the best teams. Shakhtar as well. I'm having trouble trying to get points off them. How did I go early in the season against both those teams? So yeah, lost 7-0 to Dynamo Kiev, 2-0 to Shakhtar. So I think I need to change my tactics around whenever I play those bigger teams. Because clearly something isn't working. This season before, I know there were some results that I got against them. Seasons before, I mean, I did get a 2-1 win here against Dynamo Kiev, 2-2 draw against Shakhtar, so things were a little bit better then. Lost 3-1 and 3-3 draw against Shakhtar again. So I think I need to adjust some tactics. Maybe go one striker up front. Maybe have a defensive mid. Be a bit more direct against those type of teams. Because if I'm to crack those top two spots, I need to take some points against these guys because they're just too good at the moment. But you can see they finished 20 points ahead of me. So they're going absolutely insane. In terms of, if I go further into the league table, I mean, look at this. Shakhtar have not lost a single game all season. Drawn 6, 24. Dynamo Kiev, who are also on their tails, only lost 4. And drew 1 and won the other 25. And we've won 16. So we really need to get our win ratio up, like against teams that are below us. We need to be smashing. We need to be very consistent, which we're not compared to Shakhtar or Dynamo. So for me to break into the Champions League spots, these are the guys I need to take. I need to take one of them down. But look, we finished third. We did get a little bit of money. I think we should get a bit more from the TV revenue from the Euro Cup. So we'll be close to that sort of 5 million mark. We got a little bit of less balance this year because I did buy a player for about $1 million up front and $1 million and a bit. And that player that I bought was Stanislav Sarokin. So You can see he's a pressing forward, advanced forward, pressing forward type, high determination, high work rate, good pace, good stamina, high anticipation, and he is Ukrainian. So I wanted to get someone for the future who would replace Bezborodko, who's getting pretty old. He's not performing as well. His stats are dropping. So I need to look forward to the future, and I mean, I needed a solid Ukrainian player, of course, because of the squad registrations for the Premier League. So I got him for quite a bit of money, 2.3 million. So that's, I think it was 3 years, paying him 1.4 million over the course of 3 years. So due to installments and 1 mil up front. So that's a deal that I made. Didn't really bring in anyone else, I believe. I did bring in Vanilin Kirillov. So handy little player here. Got him mainly for his free kicks and his corners, and he's a good squad player. I mean, 1.6k, decent stats for a 21-year-old. So who knows? Might be able to sell him in the future for quite a bit. So he's not going to be a world-class player, but he can still improve. So got him. But besides that, the rest of the team is fairly the same. The main tactic that I was running this year is a 4-4-2, which looks something like this. You know, I got the attacking inverted winger here with Sheshvili, Lukic, winger. Lukic was injured for most of the season, so I played Maksim Trichakov, who did really well actually. Cutting inside, scored quite a few goals, well, 4 goals. But he did get quite a few assists, played pretty well. Lukic, I mean, he's amazing. The guy plays really well. He's good, pretty much good at everything. Up front, our top scorer was Yaroslav Molotko, who I decided not to loan out this year. Decided to keep him and develop him, and he does have 5-star potential. He's a 3-star player now, so you can see he's got pretty good finishing stats. He's getting quicker. I believe he's inconsistent. That was one of his traits. He needs to work on his consistency. So I'll try to develop that as well, and I got him on some mentoring, so hopefully improve his personality. But he's done pretty well. He's a top scorer with 12. Vladislav Velichkov is next with 10, who's also got pretty good finishing stats, not as quick as Malachiko, but goals coming from all over the place. Really, even Zimmerman chucked in a few. And he's someone that I got him for free, and you look at him, I got him mainly for his pace and dribbling, so I just wanted to get the ball, dribble down the line, do something. Cheap man's Adama Traore. So yeah, that's pretty much where we finished off. So whether I stick with this formation next year, I don't know. 4-4-2 seems to be going pretty well. Might actually drop one of these guys a little bit, but the team sort of gelled. I believe the thing that caused me the slump at the start of the season is I sort of bring in a bunch of players, and there's just a period for them to gel into the team and get familiar with the tactic and the role. So once they hit that point around the mid-season mark, that's when we start to do really well. But in terms of what I'm going to do next year, I don't know. I'll see how we go in the off-season, if I can bring in some good deals. Maybe look to get another fullback to assist Luis Fibiano, maybe to get a complete wing-back type of player, see if I can find someone. But generally, I'm pretty happy with the team. I think it's a fairly solid team. I've renewed my loans for my Brazilians, so I've got Luis Fabiano on loan again, Militao. I mean, look, they're both wonder kids now. So, oh no, he's not. But Militao's a wonder kid, so I've got him renewed again. And I've got Hamilton renewed as well. So the fantastic players now. They really developed quite a bit. So I'm pretty happy with the team. So it's all about, are there any good deals that I could get? Maybe get someone for the future that I could sell. I do have quite a big squad. I got a lot of youngsters that I got, loaned out a bunch of guys. So I do want to try build them up to a particular point and then sell them. So can I sell a few guys? And let's see if I can find some decent deals. I don't think there'll be many Ukrainian players. I already had a look. I don't think there'll be many solid Ukrainian players So I'll have to look for foreigners that I could potentially make money out of, and let's see what happens. Catch you in the next season uh, to see if we can crack the top 2 spot, get into the Champions League, and then continue our battle to win the Ukrainian Premier League.